Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to be reviewing and giving my full opinions of the Flash Season 8 final graphic novel, aka Season 8C, or as it titled, It's All Negative. As we learned yesterday from Eric Wallace, this is the official title of Season 8C, the final graphic novel of Season 8, It's All Negative. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button down below, subscribe for new, notifications on. Let's get right into the reviews. So, one more thing. This is my opinion. My opinions. If you don't agree, you can feel free to share that, but don't disrespect me for sharing my opinions, especially let alone in my videos' comment sections. I don't allow that, nor do I want that. And if you really feel the need to hate on me, I'll gladly hide you from the channel, which means you can comment, but no one will see it, and I will gladly go on with my day, knowing that I won't see that comment. So, if you really feel the need to hate on me, do it, and, get hidden. I don't really care. But yeah, let's get right into the video. So, this graphic novel took place from 8/18 to 8/20. However, in 8/17, it technically started it, according to Eric Wallace. But 8/18 was really the first, we're going full-fledged force in this graphic novel. 8/17 was just setting it up. In 8/17, we learned that Thawne was on Lian following Armageddon with his speed being gone. And, there's a new speedster in town, which is Meena, who we got introduced in the episode. And that was pretty much the only stuff that was set up for this graphic novel, at least the important stuff. I don't remember, wasn't it Allegra stuffed episode? I don't remember, but it was pretty pointless, but, or it wasn't really that good, I guess, I don't remember. But 8/18 just, went up 1,000 notches. We had Matt Thawne back, which is super surprising, besides the promo showing it, but it was still surprising. I mean, we had Barry being a major mentor to Meena, which I love seeing, because I think we all love seeing that, because it's been 8 years, and it's Barry should be the mentor here, and we also saw a lot of that in 8/19 as well, but we were really learning about, Matt Thawne, why he's here, which he's here from the original Flashpoint that was in Legends of Tomorrow, that died by the Black Flash, but got saved by the time race, lost his speed, and then became a good guy, and then was protecting the timeline, died, the time race saved him again, and brought him to our timeline with Meena. I'm pretty sure I was explained, which it was, if you think about it, that's good writing, and it worked. It didn't really cause a loophole. Unlike if it was a Thawne from 2014 or whatever, that would have been a problem. But they did good on his memory being gone, because he didn't have a speed. The time race took it from my understand, so it worked out pretty well. Then we were learning about Meena and Matt Thawne's, origin, them as a couple and all that stuff. Meena having black and white lightning, which was similar to the negative Speed Force when the Speed Force died in Season 6, I think it was. Or Season 6, I think it was. We saw the Speed Force die, had that similar lightning. And then we learned, obviously, it was the negative Speed Force, and we learned the machine that gives Meena speed was the block that Thawne made in the future. So we're kind of leaning on the path of Matt Thawne's evil, just tricking Meena. But then we learned that he's not, because he actually cares about Meena, which is something that Thawne has never been known to do. So, obviously this is a good Thawne. I think we all knew that from the get-go. We were still dealing with Irish's time sickness, which was a major part of this graphic novel, especially in 8/19, where it really kicked up, which is when Candace returned after a 4-episode hiatus. Which apparently, according to Candace, was due to contract and possible COVID issues. Whatever you want to say about that. Which, by the way, she said that today. the day after the finale. And after weeks and weeks of disrespect and hate towards Eric Wallace and the Flash for not treating Candace right. So, just saying, it's kind of ironic, isn't it? Or something? That we get that statement from Candace, and she didn't give a crap to release it anytime sooner. She waited till after all the hate's dialed down, after all the, the entire season's been done. She waits till now. Yeah. I wonder if that was a coincidence. But nonetheless, she did come back in 819. She got stuck in 24/9 with Bart and XS, who I think XS returned several times throughout the season. But we saw Bart and Joanne Garrett, because they're married in the future. Are they married now? I don't remember. We haven't had them for a good year now, but if they're not married, they're going to be. But they were kind of helping Iris deal with the time sickness and see what's going on. And then the negative forces, which we learned about in this episode, which are a thing, came back. Well, not came back, but I guess, yeah, it came back. It's negative Dion was there, which we learned from 815 could be that. It could be negative Dion or Dion turning evil. And we learned out it's negative Dion. I like the story arc. I know a lot of people said that Bashir is this regular Bashir. He is. But it was still good. I like seeing these actors back. I think season 7 really got screwed over with that story arc. Nonetheless, I think it did get redeemed this season. Thanks to Eric Wallace and the writers and the actors as well. Which I don't think it was the acting that did a bad job in season 7 during the 4th story arc. I think it was the writing. I don't know. I've only watched it once. I'm not rewatching it again, but I'm definitely not rewatching that story arc a second time. But you know what I mean? I think the actors really are good actors. It's just the lines weren't that good in season 7. With season 8, we really got leveled up. I know we're sick of hearing about, okay, I'm going to keep on saying it, of the writers and Eric Wallace really showing what they can do. And they did redeem these characters. I mean, coming from season 7 with the train wreck that was to season 8 with what it is now, which is an amazing season. My favorite season. That's where it's coming from. A lot of people's favorite seasons are second or third top favorite season of the entire show. I think it really showed that. But nonetheless, we're going to talk about more of that in my overall season 8 review. But Iris's time sickness was just a pawn that the negative forces were playing on Barry because of what he did in Armageddon, which we learned in 820. Everything was connected. Stuff through season 6 was connected to this. Season 7 connected to this graphic novel. Armageddon, the Death Storm arc, everything that happened related to Iris mainly was concluded in 820 and 819. The Forces in season 7 was brought back in 820 and also added onto in 819, 820, and 818. Just everything was brought into one massive 2-part finale and just concluded it all. I understood it completely. I know a lot of people didn't. But nonetheless, we had Barry killing Iris, which was jaw-dropping. And emotional, mainly because Barry was the one that killed her, Then we have Matt Thawne ripping his face off and Tom Thawne is underneath. Like, I've been watching The Flash since season 3. And when I started watching The Flash, I binge-watched the first 2 seasons to catch up. And then all season 3, because I came like halfway. And I've been watching ever since. Like, live watching ever since. My jaw has never dropped like that. Like it did. That sounds weird, but you know what I mean. I've never been that surprised, not just on The Flash, but in any show, period, any show, that was going to happen. Just from the Barry killing Iris to Matt Thawne ripping his legit face off and Tom is underneath. It was just the coolest and scariest and blanking thing that I have ever seen in my entire life on any show across all DCTV, across all the superhero movies, everything. I have never seen that. And that is just so freaking cool that they managed to pull that off on the show, especially on the CW show, which, with the low budget, you would think they wouldn't, but though they did. And Tom and Matt just played it amazingly well job in that scene. Then 820 picked right up from there with Grant's amazing acting as always, but he really shined in 820, as I said last night in my 820 review. He really did an amazing job. I think he was the best actor in that entire episode because of all the scenes he had. The heartbreaking scenes, the emotional ones. It added more to this finale, which is why I gave it a 10 out of 10 in my review, which is why I'm still on now. Whether you want to disagree with that, I don't care. Because of Grant's acting. Yes, Cecile was boring. It was like, what the hell? I can feel the emotion. The same cringy, blanking lines he's had all season, all year. I mean, I think we're all sick of that, but Grant's counterpart lines just worked, and it was good, and that's why I give the finale a 10 out of 10, because Grant's acting just overweighed everything related to Cecile. Tom's acting, the final fight between Bear and Reverse Flash, it worked. It was good writing. The good forces coming back, and 820, and going into Bear, and Thawne getting a new suit, and having the negative forces power, Bear getting the forces power, running throughout the city and fighting, which is a really amazing fight scene. I mean, Thawne bringing in a plane and Barry grabbing it with the strength forces power and chucking it the other way. I mean, it was good CGI. I mean, I know people say that, it's a CW show, it's bad CGI. It wasn't. It was really good CGI. This last graphic novel is hands down, I would say, a 9 out of 10. The reason it's 9 out of 10 is because of the side plots with Cecile and the Caitlyn stuff. The Caitlyn stuff especially bothered me. The Allegra stuff, I was kind of getting used to. I didn't mind it compared to the Caitlyn with Frost, with Caitlyn trying to bring Frost back. It was just like, why? Like, all you guys are doing is redoing the entire point in the Death Storm arc, and we had an entire episode about Frost dying that could have been something completely different. You know what I mean? It didn't, if you're just going to bring Frost back, don't do a memorial episode about it. Don't put Blue Lightning at the end of 813, making us think that you're teasing something like Cobalt Blue or Zoom. Don't do that. Like, I'm assuming it wasn't a tease, because who the hell knows, at the end of 820 we got teased as some blue thing. We're all assuming it's Cobalt Blue. But, I mean, if you're going to bring Frost back, don't tease at the end of 813 or 814. Don't devote 2 episodes to Frost dying just to bring her back in season 9. Which, I guess we don't know if it is Frost, because we heard Daniel Panabaker in the chamber say, I think it was, I'm a friend, or I don't know. So, whatever the hell this is, I don't know. But, it definitely got me intrigued, but I am overly hyped up for season 9. I can tell you guys that much. And this graphic novel is easily my favorite graphic novel in the entire series. Armageddon was amazing, and I'll go more into that in my season 8 full-on review. But it was just amazing. I mean, and the last graphic novel, this remark was good. It wasn't as good as Armageddon, but it was definitely good. It was definitely up there for me. But this graphic novel was just amazing. I mean, we had so many things happen in this graphic novel. It felt like a new show. This entire season felt like a new show. But this last graphic novel really zoned in on like a redemption arc. It felt like we were getting they were getting redeemed of the Forces storyline, of a little bit here and there of the B plots of the Team Flash crap. Like, they were kind of getting better in the last graphic novel. And again, I know a lot of people didn't really get everything that happened in 820, But if you really pay attention to it, it is a lot of head stuff. You know, you got to remember what happened back in season 7 with Iris and what happened with the Forces. You got to remember what happened in Armageddon and the Death Star mark and then the interludes a little bit and what happened in past episodes as well. Like, it is a little bit heady and it takes a lot of memorization, which is why I think I kind of pieced it all together in my head. The thing is, though, is that I can't really describe it. If I write it down, I could probably describe it. But just saying it in words, like, I can't describe it because it's so much. It's like, you know, and it is kind of complicated, but I do understand it, and a lot of people do as well, but there are those who obviously don't, and it's not really a thing where, oh, you didn't watch the episode, it's just, there's a lot to unpack with it, which is good. I mean, everything had to be concluded, right? Eric Wallace said everything since season 6. If you had any questions, they were being answered. For me, every single question was answered. Besides the 2 cliffhangers that we got for Caitlin and the blue energy thing in 2049. You know, so I could very well see all that playing out pretty perfectly for season 9, season 10 is when they get picked up for a 10th season, because who the hell knows. But yeah, like I said, discovered novel easily a 9 out of 10. So yeah, I'm in the comments down below what you not only rank the Slash Graphic novel titled It's All Negative, but also what you thought of it as a whole. So thank you guys for watching. Have a good day. Have a good night. Stay safe. And I'll see you guys next video. Bye, guys.